absolute beautiful day. And I just got done with a walk, and I had a lot of thoughts running through my head. And this being my first video blog, please bear with me because this is something that I've been feeling in my heart I've wanted to do for some time, and I haven't done it because of many different reasons, one of which is I never felt like I was really good enough to do this. But the more God impressed me to put it on my heart for me to do this, I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm this professional, highly educated speaker, because you know what? I'm not. But I have words that burn in my heart all the time, and I have a need to share my testimony in different ways with people that are going through the same kind of situations that I have. So, that being said, I'm going to tell you that I told you earlier that I am the victim, recovering victim of abuse. And there's different kinds of abuse that I suffered. Most people that know me, they don't have any idea my story. And it's because I don't feel like I've ever wanted anybody to feel sorry for me, and I've never wanted, truthfully, I never wanted anybody to know. So I hid it. And then people would say, well, why do you get so reclusive at times? And why do you suffer with a roller coaster of emotions? And why do you hide at times? And I'm like, well, I don't really want to say, because then I have to tell my story. And my story is a difficult one because it wasn't just one kind of abuse that I suffered. It was different kinds of abuse, some that God are just now revealing to me that I've kept buried for a very long time, and for thinking that it was normal. The things that I endured was normal, but it wasn't normal, and it caused a lifelong battle of emotional scars. But that being said, again, I don't want to go down that whole road of self-pity. I don't want anyone to feel self-pity, but for me, because that's not my mission. That is one of the reasons why I've never even spoken about the things that I endured. But it's time that I help women, other women, or men. In the case, I've been getting emails from men from my blog that have absolutely been touched by something I've written, and I never even thought about reaching out to men. I always felt my burden was for women that were broken and suffering from abuse the way that I did. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I will say that I was told as a child that I would never be good enough, never smart enough, never capable enough, never, ever, ever going to be successful in anything I did. I was bullied at school, just like my son. And for those of you that know, my son was on the verge of suicide, and he was put in a hospital for a week because of bullying, because he had suffered extreme bullying. And just like my son, I never got to that point where I wanted to commit suicide, but I was a very broken young girl, because not only was I told by the people that I looked up to and admired that I was not good enough and never would be, I was bullied by my peers. I was told by them that I was stupid and I wasn't pretty and I wasn't talented, and I was the least likely to be successful in their eyes. And so here I was, a very broken young girl. I got sexually abused as a teenager. Then I went into a physical abusive relationship with a man I was going to marry. And then I came out of that into an awesome marriage with the love of my life, who I am with now. But by the time my husband got me as his wife, I was a very broken young girl, and I admire him because he has walked a road with me that has not been easy, and that not just any man ever could. and he stood by me during the times that I've closed myself off in tears for weeks at a time, and he has held me and been my best friend other than God to get me through to where I am today. I will say that God is amazing, and that he is my best friend, and that I cannot breathe one single breath without him, and I don't ever intend to try to. I may struggle sometimes. I may feel like I'm not good enough to do this, to be called to help other broken women. But you know what? We're all called. And if I fail to heed the calling of God upon my life, I will not suffer the repercussions from man, but from him. And so, that being said, that's why I am here today to tell you what I'm going to tell you. And I'm already almost 6 minutes in this blog, and I was going to try to keep it right at 10 minutes. So I would like to tell you what God showed me this morning about myself. And if it touches your heart, I am so thankful, because this is just a really awesome lesson. I was walking down this path, and I can see the sleeping trees. And I'm going to spin the camera around so you can see outside my window, my front window. It's kind of dirty, but I hope you can see the trees. Okay. And the reason I did that is because God showed me that those trees are right now, you cannot see that they are sleeping. They are barren from the winter. But God is touching those trees, and he's springing forth little buds of life on each and every one of them. And if you look at them right now, you cannot see them as they are going to be in the future. But in just a couple months, I'm going to bring my camera back out here, and I'm going to show you that those same trees sitting right here, facing those same trees are going to be full of life for everyone to enjoy, for everyone to look upon them and see the beauty. And that's the same as someone like me, a broken sparrow. I always say I'm a broken sparrow learning to fly, and I'm in my Father's hand as he's repairing my wings, because I have to, at 40 years old, learn how to fly again. And I've never flown. I've always kind of fell to the ground. And I've never learned how to really soar with the Lord. And that's something that I'm learning to do. But he's telling me today that these trees are a representation of us. And he puts these little buds in us. And we may be going through that really dark place, that hard place where we feel like we're just dead inside and there's no life left in us and there's no hope. But each one of those little buds that's inside of us, God is tending to them, and in his own little way, he is bringing them to life again. And not too long from now, not too long from where you're sitting, you are going to start blossoming again, and you will see that God has a plan and a purpose for your life. If you feel like you are not good enough, if you've been told just like me that you're not good enough, you're not capable enough to do what God has called you to do, if you have something burning in your heart, don't allow the devil to steal that seed from you. Don't allow him to steal your talents. You know, God gave us all these talents. I've been really, really studying the talents, because some he gave more than others. But it was because from the time you were formed in your mother's womb, God has a purpose for your life. He has something greater for you. And your talents are what you're going to sow out to others. And mine are hard. I'm telling you, just to sit here right now and tell you that I was emotionally, sexually, and physically abused is not an easy thing, because now, you know, the devil will hop up on my shoulder and he'll say, these people are never going to look at you the same. They're never going to see you the same. They're going to see you as this tarnished, nasty person, and they're never going to look at you the same. But I have to tell you this, because I have to tell you that I have found a way to be able to endure it. I have found a way to be able to walk forward. I am not my abuse. When you look at me, I am not my abuse. I'm Angela Counter. I am a woman of God who just so happens to have a past that is very, very difficult. But you know what? I have a future that is so amazing that my past does not define me any longer. And so I leave you with this as 10 minutes has passed. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Jesus-filled day. And I pray that you find your healing in God. And you remember this. You remember this, if not anything else. You are not what man says you are. You are what God says you are. And keep reminding yourself that man can tell you over and over again that you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not talented enough. You know what? They don't have a right to tell you those things. Only God has a right to tell you who you are. And He says that you're the most precious thing to His heart and that you are the apple of His eye, the very, very essence of His love. You are a reflection of His heart. And so you keep reminding yourself of that and do not let the devil steal that from you. I give you so many thousands of Jesus hugs. I pray those your way. Until the next time, God bless.